Yeah, I'm not overly shocked. We'll have to see if that's what they're going to bring out. I mean, the defensive side isn't really impacted too negatively here by a one hero limit because they're going to bring things like Torbjorn and sometimes Roadhog in some cases. He's strong, of course, against teams that aren't bringing a lot of sustained damage over time. No older 76s and McCree as well. He can deal with just one reasonably well. So it's good to see Winghaven play something other than Reinhardt.
Yeah, and on the other side, Cocco on Zarya is going to be a lot of fun. It's not normally a starting hero that we always see, but very, very strong, of course, and one of the arguably highest skill cap heroes that can really turn a game on its head. So the players now moving on ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at third person just to start until the fight starts here. We can see HarryHook coming in with... Tracer straight away looking for bodies. Can't actually spot any, though. And the main fight, very, very cagey to start things off here, Mitch.
Yeah, HarryHook just going to sit back for now as we are going to see some fights started up as Unfixed goes straight in towards the back line, but we already see INTERNETHULK as well. He's zoning out 3 players on his own, and now Unfixed and Kruise have to try and deal with this. Even up top as well, INTERNETHULK trying to challenge out Winghaven.
Oh, wow, and a triple kill for TwoEasy there on Widowmaker behind the scenes means that there are going to be 4 kills for Reunited to start things off here, and all of a sudden they are looking pretty comfortable indeed. That is a big, big wipe. And EnVyUs are going to have to move back. I think Taimou, the only person really in a forward position at the moment, but he has to wait for his teammates because obviously Widowmaker can't go it alone.
Yeah, so good start there as well from TwoEasy. I mean, he's already got 66% towards his ultimate, which is definitely going to help if you want to look into some of these routes of approach. But now we're going to have to see EnVyUs maybe working from the side here, from the right side if you're Reunited, and try and get over there with some of those high ground denying heroes. They're going to go in.
Talespin on Genji, getting an early kill off on the high ground, doing a pretty good job there. We have INTERNETHULK as well on Primal Rage, trying to root everyone out, smoke them out of their positions. He goes down, Unfixed manages to take that kill. INTERNETHULK now back out of a Primal Rage, and he's going to have to throw down the bubble and wait. Meanwhile, TwoEasy providing covering fire, but not quite able to get the kills, and they're actually all pushed back. But they're standing on the point, but I don't really think there's necessarily enough of them there.
No, maybe not at this stage as well. You could see that HarryHook still causing some problems, managed to get rid of Kruise, who used his Molten Core earlier on to really help Reunited actually with that fight. So Talespin does have that Dragon Blade available here, but he's going to have to wait for another regroup, lose 3 players, I guess, on the side of Envy, and they're just going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, difficult situation to be here. And, I mean... What do you think of Winghaven's Roadhog so far on this point? Is this something that we can start typically seeing quite a lot of on Numbani? Because it's not really an auto pick for the map at the moment, but Winghaven seems totally comfortable, doesn't it?
I really hope so. Whole Hog is incredible for obviously creating some space, and if you notice as well, there's no Reinhardt on the side here of EnVyUs, so he can do a lot of work with that, even just pin someone up against the wall and wreck them. But the hook is important, right? Get a hook on a HarryHook, get a hook on towards a Talespin. Either of those two, you can really take the meat out of any attack.
Yeah, and Taimou trying to get a little bit of space, but he gets completely shut down at the moment from Winghaven. Graviton Surge coming down now as well inside this fight. INTERNETHULK in the thick of things, doing his best, but Cocco and chipshajen both going down very, very early on here. It looks like INTERNETHULK is thinking about swapping his heroes. He's back home waiting around. Taimou once again left on his own. 2 minutes left to go now, and Reunited are defending brilliantly so far.
This is a really nice hold, but now those ultimates are really going to start to be an issue. I think both sides have heals of the Resurrect. chipshajen, of course, has it. So does Morte. Primal Rage up for Unfixed. The whole hog available for Winghaven as well. And, of course, Dragon Blade's still up for Talespin. So let's see how this fight now goes with those ultimates in play.
All right, here we go. INTERNETHULK moving up top to start things off. TwoEasy goes down very, very quickly. Indeed, Whole Hog immediately being unleashed there from Winghaven, trying to get as much damage done as possible. He takes out INTERNETHULK. That's an instant res as well, coming out from chipshajen. Morte on 28%, so he's not going to be able to get his out soon either, and a hook and a miss, unfortunately, for Winghaven. Talespin still causing problems, but he should be going down. And once again, I think that's a hold here. That fight kind of fizzled out rather than end with a bang.
Yeah, TwoEasy. They haven't been able to deal with him at all, right? He actually picked off Talespin towards the end now, and Unfixed has been doing a great job of just plain zoning away. He had his shield down. He's backing up towards the point, but now we need to see a bit of aggression. There's maybe one good push left here from EnVyUs, and they've got no time to waste. So no hero changes. They're going to stick with Zarya, who does have Graviton Surge available. So keep your eyes on him. It's going to be very important.
Do we think we should be seeing... Oh, actually, hang on a second. There goes the Graviton Surge from Zarya, doing her best to try and get as much damage done as possible. Zarya actually successfully killing off a couple of people, but we have the resolved Morte popping in with the Resurrect there, and that's going to mean both sides have a Resurrect available. chipshajen, though, going down, and once again, Reunited looking like they are going to go more or less for a full team wipe. Now, should we be seeing any If we could do that fight again, what hero swaps do you reckon you would make on the part of Team EnVyUs?
It's hard to say here. I think TwoEasy needs to be dealt with, right? It really does. But you've already got Taimou who's supposed to be doing that job at the moment. TwoEasy's been keeping himself safe. So if I was to explain what I think I'd like to see, I still think, as gross as it is, Talespin's Genji has not been effective so far at all. He's not doing enough damage. He's getting cut down by, I guess, the monkey or something from long range. But they're going to go in now. Dragon Blade being used. This time, Taimou getting a little bit more work done. But Unfixed is still on the point. Now threatening on towards Cocco, who has a couple people to deal with at this stage. Of Vallutaja is making himself scarce on that point and very, very hard to hit. Kruise and Morte already down. This is a great start from EnVyUs, and to be fair, this should be Reunited conceding the point.
This is the first time we've actually seen Reunited have fewer players on the point than Team EnVyUs, and that actually started from a rare moment of brilliance from Genji, but that was a big play from Vallutaja Unfixed combination there. We have the Winston comboing with the Tracer, and that's actually doing so much damage. He managed to kill at least 3 people off before that happened, and the problem is Morte is there with another revive available, so this might turn the tide of the fight, and it's now 6v5.
Oh my.
Dear, oh dear. And that, I have to say, that fight started really well for Team EnVyUs, but it looks like Reunited are just going to be able to hold the point on the very first point here on Numbani.
Yeah, there's definitely some issues there with EnVyUs' attacking side, just lacking a real punch, right? You've got a Tracer who can do damage, but just skirting around the edges. You've got a Genji who needs to fight from medium to longer range before he can go in with the Dragon Blade. And then you've got Taimou, right? So much emphasis is put on the sniping here, but Taimou was consistently being shut down by TwoEasy, essentially, who switched to Soldier 76 in the end there just to run to the point in time. And it was a bit unfortunate because I think Reunited had just enough time. If they had died any later, they wouldn't have been able to contest that one as well. But that's a pretty strong showing and a big statement being made early on here.
We know it's stopwatch and there's technically a time involved, but I think if both teams hold each other off and neither actually captures the first point regardless of what, I'm not sure if the official rules say that we go straight into overtime. I mean, if it's like 5-10 versus 5-15 and neither capture the first point, that's going to be a little bit awkward. But that's technically
a replay almost, or something similar. I think like we don't have that situation much yet in Overwatch esports. So
I'd prefer it to be a replay because then it's like the person who tracer it in and grab the point for an extra 3 seconds wins the entire map, and I'm kind of like, really? Would that really be a thing? Not sure about that. But there's a different composition coming up from EnVyUs this time around, Mitch. So why don't you go ahead and talk us through what they're hoping to accomplish here, because it's ever so slightly different from what Reunited was setting up.
Yeah, just to tweak it, it's HarryHook playing actually topside on the Soldier 76, who I think is incredibly good on this map, and you see him even when you can stack heroes. He's hard to hit. He can obviously strafe and peek quite easily, and he's at a good distance now just to pick people off as they come across, especially people like Unfixed on that Pharah.
Oh, and here we go. Winghaven coming in to engage very early on. They just want to capture the point and be absolutely done with it. He goes on very early. Unfixed loses it, though, on fire, and he goes down in exchange for Cocco. That's actually going to be a DPS advantage in favor of Team EnVyUs here. But TwoEasy and Morte both down as well, and that's actually going to be very problematic indeed. HarryHook just doing so much damage from up top on 76. He's basically been left unchecked for the entire fight, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the biggest damage dealers there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You did eventually see Winghaven try to pressure him on the high ground, but by that point, Taimou had already been killed, right? So, sorry, no, we actually saw... Yeah, no, Taimou had been killed, right? So he had to hold on, and he actually managed to as well, which is a big deal. But this is another very quick attack. You can see that EnVyUs aren't even properly set up yet.
Ooh, wow, and Taimou going very early on indeed, but Talespin with the hook on his own Roadhog says absolutely no thank you. And now the guys just continuously to play a lot of DPS as possible. Vallutaja doing a good job of basically keeping them occupied, but he's not doing a good job of dealing damage. And unfortunately, his teammates are dying in the meantime. It's going to be another hold here for Team EnVyUs.
See what happens when you're playing without McCree, or two for that matter. We're seeing that these big bodies, right, this Winston and this Roadhog combination are super hard to burn down. And I don't know why another team is really playing it at all here, but we'll see Unfixed switch now over to the Roadhog from the Pharah. Obviously, it's kind of hard to play into HarryHook and Taimou when you're up in the air. It's not really worth it. So let's see what this next attack brings here for Reunited.
I like that. I do like that change. Like you said, very difficult to play from up the air, mainly because the hit scan heroes are just so good at picking off fire. And I think HarryHook in particular did such a good job of doing that DPS damage. You can't stay in the air and expect to stay out of the way as far. You end up being a sitting duck because you move too slowly while you're airborne. So Unfixed now going for the Roadhog. That could end up being good. Who's going to be engaging this, though? Is it once again going to be Winghaven jumping in? I think with Primal Rage, it's a good idea, but if he gets taken down quickly, that is going to be, that's going to be a massive loss there for Reunited. And here we go, coming in straight up onto the top there from Winghaven, and there's he's going straight onto HarryHook, so the Visor not able to get much done for him there.
Yeah, he managed to slow him down, but he didn't really have a dive button to go with, and despite jumping up, no actual damage has been done here by Reunited. They've lost TwoEasy, they've lost Winghaven, of course, and HarryHook still causing problems, despite being the first guy that was jumped on.
Yeah.
He's real healthy, he's still on his feet, and it was a highly unsuccessful attack here from Reunited.
Yeah, he just healed through, he straight up healed through Winston bashing him, and then decided to get, he contributed very directly to 4 different kills. I reckon that might be play the game territory right there. I mean, I know when we see the pro teams play, the algo basically dictates that a great Mercy res is almost always play of the game. I reckon HarryHook has just stolen that.
Yeah, he just shot Vallutaja in the face with a Helix rocket, so he's got my respect at the very least. So, I mean, now Reunited have to wait for him to spawn back in, right? You really need Vallutaja, that Tracer, to be distracting. They're going to try and work around the right side here, and TwoEasy's role is, that can't be understated here. He really needs to connect at least with Taimou and probably with HarryHook as well. There's a lot on his plate, but now Vallutaja has actually picked up the McCree here. He switched from Tracer, and we'll see now if bringing him in as a DPS machine that we know him to be will make a difference.
Oh, Taimou and TwoEasy having a little bit of a duel at the moment, looking for opportunities, and here we go. Reunited coming in very, very quickly indeed. HarryHook.
Oh, no.
He's not actually doing that much damage at the moment. Everyone is out of sight of Soldier 76, so that could end up being good. Very, very quick res from Hips High-ish. He's going to have to get the team back in the fight, and that was more successful than we've seen previously from Reunited.
Yeah, it started with Vallutaja as well. Went straight in with a stun grenade. I think it was on towards Talespin that first went down. And again, he's going to have to do the job yet again. Again, goes Fender Hammer. Now going to be using that Deadeye. Doesn't quite get anyone. Just a tag onto the Torbjorn.
Very, very close, actually, there to getting someone. Soldier 76 just about managing to duck in. And now we have HarryHook using the tactical visor there to try and remove as many threats as possible. Managing to get 2. That's hopefully enough for the rest of them to deal with it. INTERNETHULK coming in to try and play cleanup. Not quite able to do it. He has to head back onto the point. Torbjorn is still available. TwoEasy is, he was in a very good position, actually, to go ahead and snipe off 2 or 3 people, but he hasn't really got the kills he's wanted to. He picked off Mercy, which is big, but the entirety of the rest of the team are just fine right now.
Yeah, they got completely zoned off. He and Vallutaja are stuck up in this corner, and Unfixed and Winghaven both went down because they were on the point on their own here. So this is it. This is the last attack, really, that we can actually see from Reunited.
Wow.
Oh, I don't really know what we're going to do. Maybe a replay. Who knows? But anyway, Winghaven gets up on high. He's looking for HarryHook as well. Going to be able to get the Primal Rage going, but knows he needs to capture the point first and foremost. The rest of EnVyUs are going to pour in there and try and put this to a stop.
Molten Core coming out from Cocco as well, trying to make the turret do as much work as possible. They will be able to hold this. Oh, hang on a second, I have spoken too soon. There's the res, but the entire team are together from EnVyUs. Are we going to see Vallutaja here make good on his promise to try and wipe the rest of the team? He so often comes through in clutch situations. He's still trying to hold the point. He goes down to HarryHook, who for me is absolute MVP of the game on Soldier 76 here, and it looks like that is a hold.
Oh dear, John. It may well be a long night, mate.
Awkward.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the thing, right? You've got 2 teams that are playing now without, with hero limit, should I say. And they, like, if you look at the shape of their strategy, there really isn't one. It's kind of amorphous in terms of what they're actually trying to do, right? We can see the idea with these tanks coming in, but when you can't have 2 Winstons, right, that try and take high ground, you're screwed. You can't put a Roadhog up there, so you send a lone Winston to try and do all the work himself, but he gets eventually focused down, which is invariably what happens when you're on your own.